can sync them up later. So I'm gonna be here and look here.
Okay.
There you go. That's
Okay.
good.
Hello, who are you?
Hello, my name is Joshua. I'm a senior at Northwestern College.
All right. So, so you have a business. Tell me about your business.
Yes, so it's a long story, but back when I was a freshman, I actually came to Northwestern to pursue a medical degree, but shortly after I realized that that wasn't the route for me, and at the time I happened to pick up a camera and just started creating little videos, and from there it just turned into me learning more about videography and photography, and then slowly into just more videos, and yeah, here we are today, just doing more and more with video and hoping to pursue a career more into that specifically.
All right. What are your current marketing strategies?
My current marketing, yeah, there's a lot of, I'd say social media is probably the biggest thing for me. It's a lot of, I mean, we could get technical, but it's a lot of like micro content. So I can kind of explain it basically. If you have one big video from there, then you're cutting into short form content, and it's basically like guerrilla marketing, and you're basically spreading it throughout your marketing channels. Word of mouth is huge for me. Coming from a small community where a lot of people know me and I know them, it's very easy to connect with them. If I do a video for one person, and if I do a good enough job, then a lot of referrals come out of that. So that is another marketing tactic that just happens naturally, and I don't really need to do much other than just create the videos.
Awesome. What are your favorite things within your field of work?
I would say for me, it's within video, it's a lot of just the creation and storytelling. I like to think that a lot of people can create videos, but not many can create stories. And I think that's the difference between why I like doing what I do, because at the end of the day, anyone can technically do what I do, but crafting a story is what differentiates everyone. And it's really cool because if someone were to give, like if two people were given the same clips, how they interpret it, how they put it together is going to be different. And I think that's the cool thing about what I do, is because it's, you know, it's my expression. It's a way to express yourself and kind of what you're feeling in that moment. So I think that's what's kind of really cool about what I do.
Yeah. Do you see yourself keeping this business long term, or is it more of a side hustle?
This is definitely right now, while I'm in college, it's definitely still full time. I spend a lot of time on it. I have a lot of shoots and clients that I shoot with. But while I'm not doing that, I do have my classes. But in the future, when I graduate in May, I am actually heading out west, and I'm pursuing this more. And hopefully I can make something happen with it.
Is there a movie or a movie genre that inspired you?
That's a good question. I would say it's kind of interesting because I create videos, but I don't really watch movies. I'd say a lot of the times it's because I just don't have the time to really sit down. It kind of sounds like dumb, but like I don't like sitting down for that long and just watching something. But I would say if I did, one TV show that comes to mind are the Sherlock Holmes BBC version, mainly because of the cinematography and just the transitions that you see within that show. A lot of that is very replicable, and you can like use what they do and use that in your own work. And so whenever I do watch movies, half the time I'm not really paying attention. It's more just like angles, lighting, and all that type of nerdy stuff.
Awesome. What is your dream video project?
The more you do video, the more you kind of get a feel of what you want to do. I would say it's always changing, but I think what makes me like most fulfilled is creating stories and like really like inspiring pieces. So when I'm older and when I get the opportunity, I would love to do more of a passion project. I love the outdoors, I love adventure, so I'd love to have it kind of combined together. I don't know exactly what it would look like, but I know I just want to tell a story, whether it's mine, someone else's, in a cool place, doing cool stuff, basically.
What setbacks and hardships do you anticipate in the video industry?
Yeah, if you look around, there's 4 different cameras, meaning 4 different people have the opportunity to create videos. The competition in the industry is really increasing, and I think as digital media in general ramps up, as companies need marketing more and more as videographers are getting hired. The need to stand out and really differentiate yourself is very important these days. So for me personally, one challenge is just the lack of, not necessarily like the equipment or the skill, but it's more just like the networking with people. I'm not one to overly go out my way to connect with people, and that is kind of a challenge because in this industry, unfortunately, skill isn't as important as who you know. It's all about who you know and what they can offer you versus like, you could be the most talented person, but if you don't talk to anybody, you won't get a job. So for me, a challenge is just kind of getting out of my own comfort zone and really pushing myself to just reach out to the people that I want to work with, or just like get more of those opportunities.
Yeah. And I think I just have one more question, unless you guys have questions. But why do you think sharing stories is important?
I think sharing stories, it connects humans together. There's a beautiful part of like having this story that I create, but it's of someone else, and they can then look at it and connect, and we're connected in a way that no one else can be connected. And it kind of like, I think you really understand that beauty when you start to do videos, and especially I think on the early stages, like doing wedding videos. If you really think about it, you're being asked to document someone's story, and that doesn't. And I mean, a lot of people look at that and just like don't really think much about it. But if you really take the time and think about like this video that you're creating them could potentially be, well, hopefully be with them for years and years to come, where they're always looking back at it. So it's your responsibility to capture it and tell a story that's accurate for them. And so stories for me are important because not only on my end, it's hard to create, it really takes a lot of time and effort, but for them, it's a way for them to see it in a different way that they may not have known. And especially like if you reflect on yourself, like you don't know things that you may do or things that happen unless someone else can share it. So.
Awesome. Good job.
I got one more question.
What's up?
What was your initial reaction when that video that went viral for the Sub-State baseball game? What was your initial reaction to that?
Yeah, so this past summer I did a lot of exploring through different mediums, and I did a lot through TikTok. Like I was posting a lot of TikToks. A lot of it was just other videos that I've created, but my friends and I, a couple days a week, we'd go and play sand volleyball, and the nets are right next to the baseball field in my hometown. And I'm the camera guy, so I brought like all my camera equipment. I had the drone, and I decided to take drone video, and they were just playing volleyball, and I was just capturing footage. And then I turned my drone around, and it was the Sub-State game. It was West Lyon versus Unity, and I like literally turned it around right when the last pitch was happening, and it was a strikeout to go to state. And it's like if you watch the video, like the drone turns around, and all of a sudden it's this big wide angle. The pitcher, it's Jalen Gramstead, if you don't know. He goes to Northwestern, but he pitched, struck him out. Everyone like dogpiled. The outfield were like slowly running in, and that went viral on TikTok. And I was on Sports Center for like 10 minutes, but then it got shut down. I was on House of Highlights, it got shut down. ESPN contacted. I think the reason was it was probably copyright music, and I think that's why it got shut down, or just because these are million follower platforms and there's always issues going on. But like I remember when I posted the video on TikTok, and TikTok's kind of weird where like you post and you kind of forget about it. Like I posted, I forgot about it, I continued on with my day, and then all of a sudden just like it like hits fast and it's coming in, and you're like, what's going on? And then you go and you're like, oh my goodness, like you gotta like, it's very much of an adrenaline rush, and you hear all about like that dopamine hit, and like that is very real. For me, it kind of did motivate me to keep going. I'm obviously not as motivated right now because I'm not doing much on that platform, but it was really cool because, especially I think what's more important is I knew the people that were in the video, and that those people knew, like it was being shared all over the place. It was like, there were weeks after where I would do, I did a video for a bank in like near West Sioux or near Haywarden. And I was interviewing them, and afterwards they're like, "Hey, are you the guy who recorded that?" So it's like it's just kind of funny how it just like trickles, and people kind of just realize that you're the one who did it. But it was pretty cool.
2 questions: TikTok or YouTube? Which one would you prefer? And my second question will come afterwards.
All right, TikTok or YouTube? I would say both platforms. Oh man, I'm about to go on a rant. No, I'm just kidding. I would say both platforms have its purpose. I would say if you are a content creator, if you're like actually trying to build an audience, you definitely need both. I would say you can definitely start on TikTok, because TikTok right now, the algorithm and just like the engagement on it is very consumable. If you have TikTok, you know that like you can literally spend 30 minutes and you probably thought you spent like 2 minutes. That's just how fast paced that app is, meaning there's so much content that is being consumed. And if you're like creating content, your actual like videos are going to be discovered easier. From there though, like if you're really serious in this, then you're going to build that YouTube channel, drive that traffic from TikTok to YouTube, and now you're like having 2 streams coming in. The benefits though, I would say they're both beneficial, because like what I said earlier with my marketing tactic, if you have one big video that can go on YouTube, and then from there you can cut that down and put that on TikTok, and now you have it in both places. So I'd say very useful for both platforms.
And my second question: is there any other major video sharing things that you would like to do or talk about?
Anything with video?
Any other major video sharing network from social media or whatever?
Yeah, there's a lot of platforms always coming out. I would say, obviously, it was like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all those. I would say right now, something that I'm exploring more, which I didn't a long time ago, Snapchat's a very easy way. And every social media platform is trying to obviously compete with each other. Instagram's trying to compete with YouTube. YouTube's trying to compete with TikTok. They're all competition. And so what happens is, if you remember kind of back then, you know, Instagram or Snapchat came out with stories, and then all of a sudden Instagram, we got stories, and Facebook's doing stories, LinkedIn has stories, TikTok comes out with short form content, and all of a sudden Instagram's coming out with Reels, LinkedIn's coming out with or YouTube's coming out with Shorts, Instagram has it. Like all these platforms are just copying each other. And so really I don't think it's really a matter of anything new. It's just what's being developed from these platforms that already exist. But I'd say if there's one, it would definitely be Clubhouse at the moment. It's definitely a platform that has potential. It's not necessarily video sharing, but it's a networking place to connect with like-minded people.
Good.
Awesome.
Is there anything else you want to add?
I think we're good here.
Okay.
All right. Good job.
Okay.